All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope everyone had a great day yesterday. Good morning, John. How you doing today?
Hey, Carlos. How's it going?
Doing good, man. Can't complain. Can't complain. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to our pre-market prep. So, diving right into it, guys. Quick look at our gappers list this morning. We got a couple of things, not a lot in the green, some in the red today. And again, just news continues to flow in this morning. Some more earnings. We got Nike. We got some other ones are in the gap down list today as well. Tesla with some more of that news out of China. So it's a lot going on that hopefully we can take advantage of. So day after FOMC, actually 2 days now after FOMC meeting, and we'll see how the market continues to react. Some stocks hitting all-time highs, a lot of stuff doing that, but some other ones just kind of dropping off a little bit, like Apple. If you guys seen Apple lately, that's been a somewhat fun to watch and interesting. So before we do that, let's get right to our market pulse on what's going on for today.
Oh, shoot, Carlos. You know what? I forgot to update that damn thing again. God.
No worries, man. Do you know how to do it?
I do. Yeah, I've got the slide. I've almost got this pre-market show down, except I cannot mentally. I need to put a reminder on my phone for that. I'm sorry. 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. today, March 22nd. Fed Chair Powell takes part in Fed Listens event. That's I don't know what that is, actually, and I don't know if he'll actually speak.
Yeah.
So might have to dig in that one a bit more. 12 o'clock noon, Fed Vice Chair for Supervision Michael Barr speaks. That's not a big guy. And then 4 p.m. at the market close, we do have a Fed president talking, but the market will be closed by then. So really nothing big going on today. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to get that right someday. The problem is Peter's coming back next week, and then I'm going to brain dump. I don't have to worry about this pre-market show anymore. And then it's going to come back next time he goes on vacation, and it's going to be a disaster.
And that's the right thing to do, man. You don't want to pack your brain with stuff that you don't need right away.
There's not enough room. There's hardly any room.
Our brain doesn't work that way, right? It doesn't work that way.
I've got 11 brain cells, and they are occupied.
Absolutely. Friends, let's take a look here. So, all right, we'll start with getting rid of this list, Control A, Control X. That is clean up our watch list there. And then let's start diving into this gap up list this morning. Hello over on YouTube. Hi, welcome, guys. Good morning. Let's take a look at OTLK. So OTLK today, what do we have here? This is up 42%, 2.7 million shares traded. And this ticker sounds familiar. Outlook Therapeutics. I mean, we might have seen.
Yeah, I've seen this on here before for sure. Yeah. It's Outlook Therapeutics. They received a European Union basically positive opinion on a treatment for, get ready for this, wet age-related macular degeneration.
Huh.
Everyone likes macular generation. That's fine, but macular degeneration is a problem. So they got a drug to work on that. So that's good.
Gotcha. See a lot of comments early on. FedEx is not on the list. Yeah, but we're going to talk about FedEx, right? That outlook was not great. They're letting their investors know. I'm sorry, is it FedEx? No, that's Nike. Nike's outlook's not good.
FedEx did good.
FedEx is good. I don't know why they're not on my list. Oh, I know why. They don't have 200,000 shares traded, but it's been on the news all morning, so we're definitely going to get to that one. We can actually look at it right now because this should be the second one on our gap up list, given how things are, right? For OTLK of 41%. And then this one up 10%. But before we jump into FedEx this morning, let's look at OTLK again. I don't know how well this is going to trade. Again, I look at the candle here on the daily OTLK, if I can type, and there we go. And we have seen this popped up before. It might have been around here where it made a lot of noise, and we kind of remember the ticker from that time frame. I don't know today. So 2.2 million, 41%. It is a low flow stock sitting at 7 million. I think it's worth putting us on our risky pile for today. This could be our low flow of the day this morning. So we'll put it on here. OTLK. And yeah, we'll come back to that. So yeah, going back to FedEx, FDX this morning. So they're crushing their outlook here right now, up 10%, 151,000 shares traded. So they did a lot of cutting last year. So that is looks to be paying off, man. Anything else going on,
Yeah,
John?
no, just the earnings beat, revenue and earnings per share both a beat, and then yeah, they said they did really well in their express unit, which I
Hmm.
thought all FedEx was express, but apparently you can get an express in FedEx, whatever, and they're doing well there. And you're right, it's a lot of cost cutting and better business practices, Carlos. That's paying off for them.
Yeah, yeah, they got all kind of stuff. They got FedEx Freight. Used to use them a lot, but they're not cheap, man. Even their lowest service compared to other carriers, it is not cheap for companies to use. But good for them here. Up 10%, 153,000 in play. This ticker. I love the gap up, so I'm gonna have it on my list. It could be a weird one at times, but I think with this gap up, you have to have it on your list. It's just very, very good. Volume is a little light right now. That's typical FedEx, regardless of how great the news is. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, they also had layoffs, Mike. I agree. They had a lot of layoffs. They did a lot of cost cutting. So that obviously is going to help the revenue and everything else. All right, let's take a look. The next one on here is Nova. Nova this morning is going to be up 6.2, 663,000 shares traded right now. And again, a little bit of a pop. Not a low flow stock, but lower price. I don't know what you think about this. Was energy company seems to be
Yeah,
Sun
it is
Nova Energy.
it's like an electricity company. The only news I could find is that various law firms are seeking clients for class action lawsuit. So I don't know why they get the pop from that necessarily, but I don't
Yeah.
know. How much is it up? Six
It's up
percent.
6.2 this morning. Again, it's a lower price stock, right? $6. So although 6% is a lot, it's not really a huge move as I'm seeing on the daily here. But again, I just don't know how well this is going to trade.
Yeah, I see
We'll
at
come
least
back to
three
it.
law firms looking for
Hmm.
clients for a class action lawsuit. So that's
Yeah.
the news that I can find.
Yeah, I doubt this will be driving it up. So I don't know. We'll put it on a secondary for now. We can always come back to energy companies are a little bit weird, but there's something happening. Started yesterday, got some decent volume. Most volume they normally more than they normally get. See how low the volume is here in end of February and March has been a little increase. And yesterday we did quite a bit matching that. So something's brewing there. We'll come back to that one. Oh, one that me and you were talking about yesterday. This one, Baidu. Baidu is up 5.2 this morning. I did not check out the news on this. I don't know what's going on. 676,000 shares traded. That is that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
look at that. That's interesting. So that spike came about 8:15. Am I reading that right?
Yeah, yeah, 8:15 this morning.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't have any news on Baidu just yet. I know they're getting some AI love recently,
yeah.
but I don't. Uh...
Yeah, whatever it is, it's just happening. So we probably haven't not
Well,
come
here's
across
something.
yet.
12 minutes ago, Apple held talks with China's Baidu over AI for its devices. That's probably what's going on
There
there.
you
Yep,
go.
that's it. Yep,
There you go.
talks
Hasn't
and that. Yep,
Apple,
Mike's got it there.
yeah, hasn't Apple not learned that their government, our government, right? Apple's government does not want them messing around with AI and China. I mean, what are you doing here? So you're getting into trouble. So here's Baidu up
Hey,
5% right now.
Apple's being sued by its own government, so they're probably going
Like,
rogue.
what are you doing?
I don't think
Just
Apple has any
fall in
love
line.
for Big
Fall
Daddy.
in line. Oh man. All right. So here it is. Baidu 5.2 this morning, 691. Definitely in play. That's big news for them. Obviously, Apple's not going to move a whole lot. But speaking of Apple, since we're just bringing it up, man, it's just has not been doing well. The lawsuit happened yesterday. It was announced. What is it? Antitrust suit that they're getting. So
Yeah, it focuses mostly on the iPhone. Uh,
the app,
the
their app
iPhone, the
service. Yeah.
watch, and just like the whole environment of the iPhone and how it's a monopoly. So
Yeah.
interesting.
Again, it's just very interesting. So we have it here, guys. It is down quite a bit from yesterday. Again, still holding these levels from a couple of days ago. So I don't know how much more it can drop here. I think Apple is going to be a good one to watch as well. So we'll keep an eye on that one this Friday. See if there's any love for it today. So that's Apple, that's Baidu, and that covers our gap up list this morning. You guys mentioned another one that was not on here. Well, which was M? MRNO. Was it this one? And probably is it recent IPO? It's probably because why it's not on our list. It probably hasn't been into all the scanners yet, right? Maybe one of our criteria is not allowing it to be here. Could be the 50 cents ATR that we have, right? This probably doesn't have an ATR for 14 days yet, obviously. So that could be the reason why it's not on here. It does have the volume up 137%, 723,000 shares traded. You cannot short this bad boy, given that the fact that it's just opened up. So no shares for short on it. It is in play, but again, we remind you guys, things like this are just so risky. Look at it yesterday. It did nothing. This thing IPO'd yesterday. Looks like it did, and there's just no volume. Like there's literally two people trading this thing back and forth, and one of them is losing. So I wouldn't join this party. I would not join this party here. This is not a fun party. So careful with that, guys. Am I right? Yeah, I am right. Right? This is 80,000 shares traded the entire day yesterday. No,
Oof.
this is scary. Scary. Let's throw the truck on that one. I don't know what that is, but stay away from that. If you want to trade an IPO,
That's the kind of it's kind of stock when you buy it, Carlos. You see your order come right up on the time and sales, and you're like, "There I am. I'm right
yeah,
there."
yeah, no. This is when you walk to when I back in the days when I was in high school, walk to one of those high school parties, and it's just a bunch of dudes. It's like, what's happening here? No, this is not the party I want to be in. So yeah, not fun. Let's take a look at another one here that is going to be a good IPO. Hopefully, what is the ticker again for Reddick?
RDDT.
RDDT. And not just for guys, right? If you're a girl and you walk into a party, it's only dudes, you don't want to be there neither, right, Domina? It's just not a good mix. No, anyway, you go, it's not a good mix. All right, here it is. RDDT this morning, down 2.9 and 607,000 shares traded. Had a big pop yesterday, gave some back, but it is hanging here. You know, it hasn't really, it's actually pretty good. It's above their IPO, which is impressive at the moment. John, I don't know how you feel about this ticker, but what are your thoughts on this one today?
I delivered for me yesterday. I did trade it and
Ah,
delivered
okay.
very nicely.
All
And
right.
I don't know what to do with it now. I don't know. I kind of want to let it play out, Carlos, a little bit. My gut feeling is this thing's just going down further. But please don't trade on that idea, and I don't think anyone
Yeah.
would. But I'm looking for breakouts to the high side, and I don't know that Reddit is really going to deliver that for me. But I think I can find better stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I again, I think overall everyone thinks this is gonna just drop, right? I don't know what the revenue is of this company, but we'll find out more about it obviously now that they have to report and do all that fun stuff going forward. Some people are just happy that they feel by them IPOing that it's gonna bring more users to their platform, which is obviously good news. I don't know about that. I don't know if people are just gonna, oh, just because you IPO'd, head over to Reddit and open up an account and start being active. Uh,
I
I don't know,
Yeah, I don't
but
know.
I don't know how that links, but we'll see. I'll have it on here, of course. We'll take a look at it. Numbers and everything look really good for the most part. And let's take a look. Another one also that's not hitting our gappers list because it's just recently IPO, so it's not going to be on there probably because one of these filters that we have is going to block it for a couple of days, and then it'll start showing up. Let's take a look at the gap down list. ISPR. So ISPR this morning down 26%. Aspire Technology and 338,000 shares traded. So again, just getting whacked this morning here. Short selling restriction on it as well. We do have shares for short. And the float on this one, it's a low flow at 14 million. John, any news on this?
Yeah, they have news that you're going to see in a few of these tickers this morning. They announced the pricing of a public offering of over 2 million shares of common stock at $6.
Oh,
And
okay. Okay.
so it's just not reacting well to those new shares being offered.
Yeah, I don't know. That catalyst usually is not great. Um,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't trade, especially on a 14 million shares floor. I'm probably not gonna mess with that. It's probably not gonna be a great trader. We'll skip on that one. Let's go over to GRFS. Another one that just looks horrible. Are we joining like a rally of just garbage tickers coming up now? This is one of them. Doesn't look good. Um,
Yeah. Also, similar news to another stock, potential lawsuit. They have an investigation focusing on whether the company issued false and/or misleading statements or failed to disclose information pertinent to investors. So
okay.
there's
Looks
some law
yeah.
firms going after them.
Looks very garbage like. Let's take a look at another one here. This is Soundhound, and they have been more on the active side. I really haven't paid close attention to them or watched them, but look at it yesterday. sell here, but I don't believe we had shares for short with Interactive Brokers. And do we have today? And we don't have today either. So for me, this is not fun. Like this can drop to zero, and I cannot join this party. So it's a shame. So I don't know what the deal is. This thing is probably going to go back down to $2 the way it's the momentum is set up right now. So just be careful. I don't like the fact that I cannot short this thing because it looks very, very weak. So I'll leave it alone. Maybe a secondary for fun, just to see how low this thing can go. Um, yeah, but that's about it. Any news worthy of mentioning here, John?
Nope. I think this is just ripples in the pond after the big
Yeah.
splash. It's still volatile, so it's showing up on our scanner.
Yeah, so I think as well. Let's head over to Bros, BROs. So BROS here. Dutch Bros. So this is down 6.6, 217,000 shares traded. I don't know. It just looks messy. There's no volume whatsoever as far as pre-market action. Big drop yesterday. Is this earnings, John? Is that what it is? Uh,
Again, no, it's another one of those second offering of common
oh,
stock.
yeah. So
You
again,
know, see-
that's just not a great catalyst. Let's skip on that. All right, let's go to one that actually is going to has something going on, and this is one I was mentioning. Their outlook was not great. Not FedEx. FedEx is good. Nike is bad. So, down 6% this morning. 538,000 shares traded. This will be in play today. Normally, a stock that doesn't get great volume, but today's their day. Good action last night if you're trading for the after hours. If you're that type of trader, but today definitely going to be on our list. We'll do levels for this. Last time we were down here, it's been a while. Actually, September, October. So we're hitting those numbers now here this morning. John, anything to add? I know it's not looking good here for Nike today.
Yeah, if you look in the after hours after 4 o'clock yesterday, it was creeping higher, and then you can see it plummet around after 5 o'clock sometime, which was during the conference call. And
Okay.
so they beat on earnings. That was good news, but they're losing market share basically in the running shoe department, which is a big deal. And they're also cutting back on supplies of some of their classics like Air Force Ones to quote focus on upcoming launches and new product development. So it's kind of admitting like a big shoe like Air Force Ones are becoming not as hip, and they're trying to find the next idea. So they're admitting like they're in a trouble spot here, and there's the new shoe companies. Isn't ON? We've seen that stock recently, right? That's a new apparel shoe company, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I know.
I
And
think
it
that was one of the
was it
ones
this one?
mentioned as kind of
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're kind of eating in on Nike's business. So,
Just gotta innovate, man. If you're still thinking Air Force One, wow, gotta come up with something.
but yeah,
So
there's new brands. What is that brand of shoe people like? Is it HOKA?
it was something like that. We got a
It's
couple of
not
people
a.
that
I don't
did
think it's a
buy it.
ticker, but I've seen people wearing those, and it's just interesting to see whole entire Hoka, I guess is how you say it.
Yeah.
Popular shoe, just out of nowhere. Well, out of nowhere to me. I don't get out much, but I saw them recently.
Yeah, yeah. So there it is. Nike guys not doing hot this morning. We'll have it on the list today. Down at 95, down 6% almost. XPEV was, I believe, also down. No, that was Lee that was down yesterday. Here's XPEV this morning, down 4.4. I don't think this thing is really in place. It's kind of moving around a little bit. Look how horrible the daily is. EVs are just struggling. And then we'll take up the biggest one that we like to watch here is Tesla. Tesla, more bad news for them out of China, and maybe that's what's causing some of these
Yeah,
EVs in
yeah,
China
slower
to go
sales in
down.
China. I didn't look up any of the other EVs because I assume
Yeah,
they're all moving on that news from Tesla.
yeah,
But I saw Rivian was on the list earlier. It's left it for now, but you see Lee, XPEV, and Tesla there. Yeah.
yeah. There's a big group of people, and even out of my friends are just EVs just not their thing, right? They just don't even consider getting an EV. So, have we tapped out of the EV stuff? Is that everybody that wanted EV got it already? What's happening?
That's
Uh,
that feels like what it is. It's like you had the early adopters and the people really passionate about that new kind of propulsion for their car and hopefully
yeah,
cleaner or whatever, and they've all bought them, and now you got to convince the holdouts, and that's
yeah.
that's always going to be the hard part.
Yeah. So here it is on Tesla Friends, down 3.5, 3.3 million shares traded. So again, definitely in play. I'm gonna add it to the list here. And there we go, down 3.4 this morning. And then the rest are down slightly. they've been getting beat up for a long time. So I think this one's going to be really in play. We could look at Rivian if you'd like to look at another one, but I think Tesla's going to be the one with the volume today. Let's see what Rivian looks like right now. Slightly down, yeah, not much movement. I see the same thing with Lee and XPF, just not a whole lot compared to a Tesla down 3.5, and it's got the volume. Another one that's it's been sliding down a little bit, not too much, is Coin, right? So Coin hit 280 yesterday, this sell off, and now we're just kind of gapping down 2% here. So slightly gapped down on Coin, tons of volume over the last couple of days. It's been trading very clean here too. Like if you look at it yesterday, it had the big day the day before, big rally in the morning, then stalled from there, became a great short right back down to the opening numbers there of the day. So looks good. I think might be more of a possible, maybe a top possible. And if we have the space, we could put it in there and do levels for it as well. All right, let's see what else here. Let's take a look. I think we're good. I think we went through the entire list there, so not bad. John, anything you like on your end?
Um, what do I like? No. Fridays, I'm always a little wary of Fridays, and I don't like split mornings on my watch list. I have some stocks green and some stocks red. Honestly, most of them are flat.
Yeah,
I guess I will watch the catalytic ones, especially FedEx. For breakouts, I'd rather have something that's actually gapping up rather than down. It's just as simple as that sometimes. So,
yeah,
um, so FedEx might be good, and it's come back down a little bit. So yeah,
yeah, yeah,
we'll see. But no, cautious stay for me, Carlos, for sure. I'm
yeah. It's
not
it's gonna
liking the way
be
this looks.
Yeah, it's gonna be type weird today, right? After everything has been out already. Yeah, J Pod did his thing. FOMC did his thing. I don't know. It's a weird, and it's Friday too. Fridays are usually very, very weird. So maybe no big moves going into this weekend. All right, let's see what you guys like this morning. So another one. This is one that IPO recently, right? ALAB.
Yeah,
So another recent
Elab.
IPO did well over the last couple of days, maintaining here. Listen, they're above their IPO price, so that's always a good news. Yeah, worth watching. Worth watching this one. Did I put Reddick on there? I did put Reddick. I'm gonna put this one as a secondary as well. We'll see what it does here. Yeah, so that's another one that is on. This is Astera Labs, but they're not medical. They're is it crypto? Is it crypto guys or AI? AI. I think it's what you guys mentioned. I have not looked up the company myself, but yeah, there we have it. Let's take a look at Mara this morning. Yeah, Mara and Coin both been heavily in play. I'm gonna watch Coin, guys. That's gonna be my ticker for today. You can look at Mara also. I'll put it here as a secondary just to remind myself if Coin is not doing something fun, we could look at Mara as well. Lulu also reported. Yes. How did they do? Ooh, not good, not good. Nice drop here of 13%. Very light volume, hence the reason why it's not showing up on our list here. Only 159,000 shares traded. I have not had any success trading this stock, right? So I typically don't
Yeah.
run to add it to my list. I just don't know
It's
why.
not a great trade. It's not a great
Yeah,
day trading stock. It's very expensive. The spread tends to be rough. There's not often much volume on it, so it's got a lot of things going against it.
yeah. Definitely not looking good here. Um, so yeah, I'm going to you could add it on your list, but I'm going to skip on it, guys, just because I don't trade it well. I don't trade it well. I think it's partly because of the spread. The spread's too big. Volume is actually on the lighter side, even on big days. Like look at this huge day here of 470 something, 72, all the way down to 452. And we did that with only 3 million shares. I like a lot more volume on my tickers. It just makes the timing sales look better, makes the level two look better, and the spread is going to be much much tighter. So I'm just going to skip it for those reasons. But it is in play today. If it's your cup of tea, definitely add it to your list. Over on YouTube, I see MU being mentioned. Yeah, MU had the big pop, the big sell off. It's funny. This sell off happened very quickly. If you look at MU, the sell off happened very fast, and it just kind of stayed there for the rest of the day, right? So it's just like a big drop, and it just kind of hung out here, up and down, but really didn't sell off more than that. Ended the day right at the spot where it has sold off from that initial drop at the market open. I think today could be interesting. Again, they got the volume 3.7 million shares traded. Not a whole lot of activity as far as movement in the pre-market, but the volume is there. So we'll add it on here. We'll add it on here. I just don't know how well it's going to be. It could be heading back to its normal trading activities, which is not usually great for MU. All right. I think we're covered. Anything else over on YouTube? Only got MU this morning. Tesla, we have it. That has great volume in play today for sure. We're on some negative news from China. Sales decreasing there. Over on our thing. Yeah, Evansville, this happens a lot. It could be some transactions just being recorded. So you got 3.7 million shares here that are not showing in the actual transactions in the morning, right? So in the morning, you're only seeing probably like what, 150,000, if that. So very, very light. I'm not seeing that 3.7 either. And again, I think it's just some transactions happening in the back end that still need to be recorded. And they're just being recorded here in the actual numbers traded. So could have been late last night. Didn't get a chance to get it in before the close. Who knows, right? So, and I talk about the close. I'm talking about like the close, like was it 9? Is it 9 that everything shuts down? 9 p.m. So
8 p.m. Eastern.
it's 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, perfect. All right, friends, that is what we have. PDD. PDD just gave everything back and it's showing weakness today again.
It did.
It's look at this thing, man. It's like, hey, we're good, doing good, everything's fine, and it's like, wow. Oh man, it was not looking good for them. There's a live shot of their office right now, and I just don't know what's going on with these guys. So very, very
I get
interesting
sad when I
stuff.
see that, Carlos. I know there are people who own that thing and they finally got their bounce and they're like, God, thank you. Yes, we're in the right. And
Oh
then it just
man,
gives it all back. And I think about those people like I've been there, like, God,
it was so
why am I
fast.
stuck in this piece of
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It was so fast. It like gave you no
Yeah.
opportunity to think about it, man. The drop happened very fast, very aggressive. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with this thing. As far as today, again, very light volume. Maybe could do some movements. Maybe could bounce back here, but it's not looking too hot at the moment. All right, friends, that's all we have. Let's head over to our community events and announcements. You can always check that over at bearabletraders.com. Let's go over here. Make sure I go to the right spot. And you can see what's happening for the next 2 weeks, starting with Monday. Monday is our onboarding class at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So you can join me there to kind of see what the entire community is about. So here we go.
Yeah, onboarding on Monday, and that's for all our new members. Please check it out. It's a great session to get you off and running in day trading and bearable traders. On Tuesday, we have our live webinar. That is Mike Bear talking about the roadmap to profitable trading, your unique trading edge. Definitely check that out. Mike doesn't do a ton of Tuesday night webinars. He focuses a lot on our psychology stuff, but he does really, really good classes and good webinars. So definitely check that out. You get a taste of what's in the boot camp because Mike does a whole 12 lesson series about making a trade book in boot camp, and it's really good. And then the following week we have Jared talking about understanding volatility and skewing the edge in your favor. So edge coming up twice there. Next to this upcoming Tuesday, Mike talking edge, and then Jared talking edge the following week as well. And then on Wednesday we get into our psychology stuff, and then Tuesday we have Randy Howell talking about winning by developing the essential skill of losing, which not what you want to hear a lot, but it's very true about day trading. You really got to learn to lose. It's all about protecting your downside. You got to learn to take your losers and manage them. So that should be a great session. And then the following week, Dr. Kenneth Reed, a pitcher is worth 1,000 rules. I don't know what that one's about exactly, but I like the title, and Dr. Reed always delivers with great content. So that should be good as well. And then going into Thursday, we have our mentorship sessions. I will kick it off at 11 a.m. in the morning with my mentorship session, which is really good for beginners if you're new to the community or new to day trading. If you're one of those people doing the onboarding session, for example, come on by my session at 11 a.m., followed up at 2 p.m. Eastern with Jared and Megan doing mentorship for options, and Thor closing it out in the evening, as always, with his Thursday mentorship at 8 p.m. And if you like the news you were given this morning, I was trying to anticipate that next slide. Check out tradingterminal.com. This is where Carlos and I go every morning to figure out what is moving these stocks, and what's going on. I always go to Trading Terminal. I go to the news link. I type in the ticker, and I get the information about what's going on with those stocks. And it's a great one-stop shop for figuring out what's going on in the pre-market. Lots of other functionality as well on Trading Terminal. You should definitely check out the real-time simulator. It's the only real-time browser-based free simulator that I know of on the internet. So you can actually get real-time market data as it's coming in and take simulated market trades, just like you would on a real trading platform. It's got the scanners as well, as you see right there. That's what we're looking at this morning for gap ups and gap downs. Looks like the gap up has increased. Am I right? Or was that? Oh, that's a screenshot, Carlos. Never mind. Totally different day. So yeah, check it out, tradingterminal.com. It's a fantastic resource for all your trading needs. And if you'd like to join us here at Bearable Traders, there's a couple ways to do that. There's more than a couple. Join us with a basic monthly membership for $99 a month, and you can have access to the chat room, which is open all day long really it's open from 7:30 in the morning usually till about an hour after the market close, and we have moderators almost that entire time. The only time we don't really is after the market closes at 4 o'clock. And if you want to bump up to some additional access, if you want to see those webinars, Randy Howe, Dr. Reed, Mike doing his trade book thing next week, then bump up to the $199 per month, and you get access to all the live webinars, mentorship sessions, etc. Or do the Elite Annual package, which is same access but a better deal. And then you can also do our Elite Platinum package, which includes a great deal, our PCT Bootcamp 90-day simulated trading and mentorship opportunity. You get 3 months of the DOS simulator there, so a real trading platform simulator with proper level 2 data. You get 3 months access to TraderView for journaling your trades, and you have that ability to take part in the funded training account, where you can actually grow your account and earn back the money that you actually spend on that membership. So it's a great deal. And that's all I got, Carlos. It looks like there is a question there. It's 50,000 buying power simulated account. So 12,500 equity, 50,000 in buying power. And I really pray we have not lost Carlos, because I do not have control of the screen. Carlos. Jeff, I think that's what happened. It was a poor sell, and I have to do it all over again. What do you guys want to talk about? Politics? Does anyone have any boot camp questions now that we're here on the selling membership screen? When does it start? Good question. The next boot camp starts in May, and then we'll have another one starting in early September, and then we'll start another one in January. So we do them 3 times a year. And the price of boot camp, if you go to peakcapitaltrading.com, I'll throw that into the chat here. I'll throw it over on YouTube too. You guys can check out the specifics over there. But it costs approximately $3,000. So the better deal, really, if you have the opportunity, is to do the Elite Platinum and do the $29.99 for the whole elite membership for 1 year, the boot camp experience, etc. That is really the best deal. But yeah, Andrew will essentially, so you will get a simulated account with $50,000 in buying power or equity of $12,500. And if you can grow that over the course of the boot camp, Andrew will match those simulated funds with real money. So if you turn your $12,500 account into a $13,000 account, then he will reward you that $500. But all the trading is done in simulated trades. So your real money is not at risk per se. And I think we have Carlos almost back at this point.
Yes, I am back. All right, apologies for that, guys. Got a call from my son's school. Nothing's wrong, but when I called them back, it took a while to get somebody on the phone to make sure everything was okay. All right. Okay, guys, we are good here. So thank you for that, John, walking us through all the announcements there for the next 2 weeks. And let's jump back into our list this morning. So far right now, we have FedEx, we have Baidu, we have RDDT, we have Nike, Tesla, and Tesla is looking real nice this morning, and we have MU as well. So let's get some levels in place, and then we'll get this party rocking and rolling here. Okay, excellent. Let's take a look here. FedEx right now. FedEx looking real nice. High of the pre-market at the moment. We have 299.20 towards the bottom, 292.45, and then we have a huge gap up this morning. I mean, just crushing it. Are we at all-time highs on FedEx? I feel like everything just hits all-time highs very easily. No, here it is on the weekly. We do have some levels here. We're going to mark down off the weekly, going back to 2021, guys. We got to go back some ways. 304.50 is a good one, and also 313.57 is another great level here off the weekly on FedEx. So once you do that, you're pretty set here. Towards the bottom, below the let's go back to the daily here. There it is on the daily. Below the low of the pre-market this morning, we do have the level 285. That's way up there, and then all the way down here, 270. So again, not great volume, usually not a great trader, but today with this type of action, I think we'll get something that's going to be worth watching, especially maybe some profit taking, right? This is a very, very nice spot to be in for FedEx. So I really like where they're sitting at right now. Again, light volume, but it should be in play today. All right, let's take a look here. There it is. Andrew's back. Welcome back, Andrew. He's back in the office. Very good. Make sure you follow Andrew, guys, at Bearwood Traders on all social media. You can see his adventures. I think recently he put another one to his list of things that he has conquered. So congrats. Nice to have him back safe. Now looking at Baidu, guys, high of the pre-market, 108.69. Above that, we do have 110.98. Might be actually be 111 this morning. They got some good news of Apple looking to work with them to add them to their what is it, to their iPhone production. John, you had the news on it? John, now John disappeared on me. But they're looking to get some iPhone stuff going. So that's good news for Baidu. Right, John? Was that it?
Sorry, Carlos, I'm back.
Oh yeah.
I had
No worries, man. Hey, it's only right. Disappear on you. You can disappear on me anytime, my friend. All good. So what is it they're doing for Apple? They're doing something with their AI, I believe is.
Yeah, they're in talks to develop AI products for Baidu or use of AI.
Okay.
So possible partnership that sounds like it's just at the beginning of it.
Yeah. So there it is. That's good news for Baidu. Again, just talks, but obviously when you talk with a giant like Apple, you are going to see some reaction. We've seen that this morning. Great volume at 4.5 this morning. And then our recent most anticipated IPO, Reddick, only down 2%, which is actually not bad. Let's see if it can hold this year. Low of the pre-market is 47.48. There's the level, and then above that we have 50.16 is the high of the pre-market at the moment. So you have it on Reddick. Not a whole lot of information just yet, but good volume. Many people think this thing is going to crash down. We will be here for that party if it does. So here's Nike. We don't have shares for short though, do we? No, we shouldn't, right? Yeah, so no shares for short. which is a bummer. If that's the way things are going to look, we can't join for short there. Here is Nike, on the other hand, having some bad news and outlooks on their shoe sales. 93.66 is the low of the pre-market, the high of the pre-market over at 95.25. So that looks good. Above that, you do have the highs and lows of the last two trading days, but you can also mark down this area right around here, 97.70. Got a lot of resistance and support happening in that area. And then towards the bottom, they do have 92 as well. Looking at Tesla this morning, again, the bad news continues for these guys. So they're down 3.4. Sales in China decreasing there. They decreased their outlook for Chinese vehicles. 3.6 million shares traded at the moment, looking very, very nice. Daily looks great on this thing. 165.76 is the low of the pre-market at the moment, trying to hold that. And if we drop any lower, we do have 161.60. 161.03 also looking as a great area. High of the pre-market, pretty much the previous day close is right up here over at a 170, 167. No, 172, sorry, 172.82. So right up here is your pre-market high. Pretty much the previous day close got that cover for you. Let's take a look at an MU. Again, MU typically not on our list, but I love this gap up. Is this an overreaction? Are we going to see a drop on MU here? 109.44 is the low of the pre-market. The high of the pre-market, 111.87. And once you do that, I think you're pretty set. And MU at the moment, you can mark down some levels towards the bottom over at 101.77. And then below that, the highs and lows of the last two trading days. So really like MU this morning. I like the gap up on it. Again, not the ideal trading ticker. Usually, wow, we have not talked about NVIDIA today. What's that about? No love for the giant here, NVIDIA. Just noticed that nobody mentioned it. Nobody in the chat mentioned NVIDIA either. So very interesting. We're getting tired of NVIDIA, it looks like. But NVIDIA is one that we have to watch. I mean, this thing has been just awesome to trade. So we're going to put NVIDIA on here. Let's see where it goes today. Pretty much flat at the moment. Yeah, Michael. Yeah, NVIDIA is the one. It's so good. I traded it yesterday.
I didn't want to sound like a broken record when you said, "What are you looking at today?" Because I mean, I'm always looking at NVIDIA, but
yeah,
every time I'm here, I say the same thing. I don't want to look unoriginal.
It's what's hot. 5 years from now, I'll be looking at something else. But NVIDIA it's been so awesome to trade. Had a beautiful pop yesterday, nice sell-off, and right back up again. I mean, the opportunities are there. 908 is the low of the pre-market for NVIDIA this morning. High of the pre-market all the way to 921. And the great thing about it is that you don't got to load up the boat. You could take a couple of shares and you can get a $5 move easily, right? So that is nice. The returns on this could be very, very nice. 921 is the high of the pre-market. Then we're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last two trading days on NVIDIA. Looking really good. Another one you can take a look at is also AMD. So AMD's got some volume as well, but I think NVIDIA has been trading a little bit cleaner, I would say.
Hey, Carlos, why isn't Foot Locker on our list? That was on the...
How's the volume? Yeah, that's the volume. Volume is just 195. So if you guys remember, right, we pushed our volume up to 200 because we were getting so many garbage stocks in here, guys, when we had only 100,000 shares traded. We just get so much more volume now in the market. So we moved this up to minimum of 200,000 shares traded. And then you're going to have stocks like today early on. FedEx was not on here, right? It's on here now because now it's got 217. And Foot Locker is still not on here because it only has 199. So jump on here in a few minutes now that it's crossing over that 200 mark. But again, there'll be less situations like this one, right, than the other side, where meaning that if we put it at 100,000, we get so much crap we have to go through. Our list lately has been so much manageable, if you notice, right? So I prefer this and then have you guys call out the odd ones like Foot Locker and FedEx, which we probably were not going to miss FedEx today because it's everywhere in the news, right? Their outlook says a lot about how companies are doing shipments and sales. So the fact that they're up 10% is a good thing for somewhat of the economy here. Foot Locker and the Foot Locker on top of that, I don't like Foot Locker. Another one that I have no luck with was Foot Locker and Lululemon. They're, for me, again, I know people trade them beautifully. They just trade horrible. They just don't get the volume. So 200,000 shares traded here. They're also a nicey stock. I cannot tell you how many times I got chopped up in this stock. I want them to trade well. I like Foot Locker. I go there once in a while, but they just trade horrible. So you keep it on your list.
It's actually got a little bit of a catalyst today in that, and it's because of the Nike earnings, where Nike said actually some of their sales are shifting to wholesale, so they're doing better there. So obviously the Foot Locker's a main beneficiary of that news, so that's why it's moving to there.
Yeah, yeah. So they have a little bit of a pop. I don't know how great that's going to be today. All right, friends, that's our list. FedEx, Baidu, Reddit, Nike, Tesla, MU, Nvidia. Let's take a look at what our moderators are looking at this morning. So I'm going to bring this over. As I'm doing this over on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Help us get to our goal of 160 if we're not there. We're at a low of 89.79. That is it because it's Friday? 80. Okay, I'll do 81. Yeah, that's pretty low. All right, let's we need Jay Powell to help us boost our likes here. Man. All right. Let's take a look here. Let's go over to our moderators list. So yeah, friends, help us hit that thumbs up. Really, really appreciate it. Here we go. Let's take a look at Eamon. Eamon's looking at Apple for a quick momentum play. Thor will be looking at Tesla and AMD. Andrew looking at Tesla and Reddit today, new IPO. Megan, Nvidia and Tesla. John, FedEx, Nvidia and Baidu. And Brian, FedEx, Lululemon, Tesla, and Baidu for him today. Yeah, Baidu's got some good volume this morning and a great catalyst. Let's see how that turns out. In Paris, Nike, Tesla, Nvidia, Baidu, and MU on his list as well. Easter weekend for the breaks. School starts today. Oh, I did not know that. So my kids still have school today. So some people are starting their breaks now. Awesome. All right, there we go. All right, friends, that is all we have. Thank you so much for joining the pre-market prep this morning, guys. Have an amazing weekend. John, thanks for covering for our friend Peter, who's getting back on via horse or horseback. I don't know what he's doing, how he's getting back to Canada, but hopefully he's figured a way out to get back without doing an 80-hour trip. So take care, friends. Have an amazing weekend, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, everyone.